9 o'clock on the East Coast, 6 o'clock on the West Coast, and in Malaysia, thanks to a trending Twitter hashtag, we've apparently gone back to the Dark Ages. And that's about all I'm going to say about that. If you're in Malaysia, you know what I'm talking about. These people are idiots, and that's enough of that crap. I don't want to give them any more attention than they already don't deserve. Whoa. Yeah, we'll leave it at that. Yeah, the background music is kind of slapping, huh? I was reading your comments before I got on the air. I was actually mucking around with YouTube because I'm this close, and that's not very far. I am this close to just dumping YouTube and giving up. I swear. I'm not even going to think about it. In fact, I'm going to click off. I'm just going to go away. If I'm on YouTube, hallelujah, I can't tell. And it won't give me the channel of all my 3 or 4 YouTube channels. It won't show me. So, you know what? The hell with it. I don't care. I really don't. Full stop. I know I'm on Twitch. I know I'm on my Facebook Live. I'm not wearing pants. And those are the 2 big audiences I really care about. You guys. Thank you. I got like 8 people already checking in tonight. Thank you very much. I wasn't even expecting I'd have hardly anybody because it's like it's a Tuesday night here, which means Tuesday morning in the US, which means I don't know what time of day it is in like the UK or Saudi Arabia or Japan or wherever you may be. But you're there, so that's what's important. I'm sorry if it's too early for you. And by the way, while I was getting everything set up tonight, I got all these new notifications, like boing, 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 but well, they're over here. Boing, 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 boing. So-and-so is following you. So-and-so is following you. Like 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of them. Thank you. I don't even remember who they all were, but thank you very much for that. I really appreciate it. Once again, my headphones are delayed. They're bugging the hell out of me. Is this just going to be like a half an hour of complaining? No, it isn't, because coming up later on, we're going to continue our reading of the Wonderful Wizard of Oz. We will have that for you, as we've been closing out our streams by reading a chapter in the L. Frank Baum book, The Wonderful Wizard of Oz. Chaotic Robot, good morning. Time uncertain. My favorite stream at the most awkward part of the day. Dang. Obligated Orb. Hey, Obligated Orb. Yeah. And stay safe. Thank you very much, Chaotic Robot. The Awkward Author. Howdy to you. Hello there. Wherever you may be watching, Facebook, maybe YouTube, and possibly on Twitch. For certain on Twitch. I didn't become an affiliate, by the way, and I haven't yet fully decided, but I am leaning towards not being an affiliate. As I said, I don't really care about making what little bit of money from advertising. I think advertising is kind of a turnoff. I know I can't wait for the skip 5 seconds later on YouTube. I'm always ready to punch it. And I really don't want anything that's going to just be mucking up the broadcast. I will simply, I guess, depend on you guys if you like to help me out, if you know what I mean. Or maybe it's down here on Facebook Live in the chat description. That would be great. Not a requirement. If you feel so moved, knock yourself out. Cool beans. All right. What about today? What did we do today? Okay. Let's dump that. All right. Oh, by the way, I don't plug this enough. If you want to be part of the show, if you want to actually come on, say hello, join in. If you've got something you want to get off your chest or just talk about, you can do that. I'm Not Wearing Pants is the name of the Skype, and it's J Sheldon. If you want to type that in, you'll see that down here. You can either call directly from a landline or a cell phone, a hand phone. There will be some toll charges probably. It's a Connecticut number, 860-598-0987, or just jump onto Skype and search Jay Sheldon. Look for this logo here, and if you see that logo, you know that that's me. I think I've got everything up in order to take that call, but no promises. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Yes. The old boomer and tech. By the way, I don't know if it's I don't know if it's stream or not, but my stream looks like absolute crap. Let me see if I can move it up a little bit, see if it's, oh yeah, if I change the source, it's better. But you know what, since I already know what I'm broadcasting, I'm just going to turn it to automatic, and if it wants to make it crappy, let it make it crappy. That's fine with me. Cool beans. Coming up later, by the way, I look all right? Thank you very much. First time in a long time anyone said that to me. All right. Let's see here. Okay, we're good over there. Cool beans. Cool beans. No one says that anymore, right? Yeah. So what did we do today? Let's see. It was Tuesday. I worked from home. We did have another COVID case in somewhere in the giant building where my office is located. I haven't been in the office because we are on another being held prisoner in our homes here in Malaysia. So I'm working from home, which is entirely, after what, 8 months of that crap, I'm used to it by now. Don't like it. Right after the first of the year, the new year, went back to the office full time. 2 weeks later, here we are again. Unbelievable. So, yeah, I'm working from home. We just finished the edit, and I gave my final approval to the Chaotic Robot. I mean, it's better than being forced to go back despite the positive case. Yeah, okay. Kind of, I suppose. No, this positive case was in this giant building where our office is. There's hundreds and hundreds of other offices. No idea. They don't tell you specifically where it was, but they have to fumigate all the common areas, so they push everybody out of the building. Like I said, didn't really bother me or affect me because I was already working from home, but they disinfected the office and all that crap. It's not in our office. It was some other office in the building. Imagine saying cool beans in 2021. Yeah, I've always said cool beans, and I still do. Yeah, no worries. Chaotic. All right, where were we? What were we doing? We're gonna dump that. Okay. Let's see. Okay, get rid of that. Get rid of that. And go there. Okay. Working from home. Cool beans. Oh, yeah. We just finished the final edit, and we've got the a new episode of Urban Jungle Food that's coming up. It's a show I direct and produce, and it will be out tomorrow. We're having premiere tomorrow afternoon, I think 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock. If you go to Urban Jungle Food on Facebook, you will see a premiere, and you can set a reminder. In fact, I will show you later on where that is exactly, in case you want to see. Sometimes my Rad and Coolio, so Cool Beans isn't that bad. Rad and Coolio? Yeah, I don't think I've done Coolio or Rad. I never did Rad. Rad was a bit too California, and I'm a Connecticut boy, so Rad, yeah, I think Rad was a bit California. I'm not sure that I ever used that. Coolio? Yeah, maybe Coolio, although it reminds me of Beavis and Butthead, I think. Or was that Cornholio? I think. I don't know. I'm probably not even supposed to be saying that on the air, but there you go. I say a lot of things I'm not supposed to say on the air. Miko's doing well. She is downstairs, as far as I know, causing trouble, probably chewing on something. Um, I made. Oh, okay. I'm going to show you this. We're going to go to our Facebook review page. I made dinner tonight, and when I cook, I cook. Check this out. Here we go. Wait a minute. Let's get to the right page. Over here. And it'll come up in a second. Just give it a minute. There. That one. Check it out. Huh? That is the dinner that I made. It is rad, it is coolio, and it is cool beans. Well, there's no beans. Okay, so the up here, I don't know if you can see my mouse or not. Yes, you can. Up here, that is a pork tenderloin medallion, and it really was juicy and delicious and really good. And you can't tell from this picture because I suck at taking pictures like this, but it was about that thick. It was really thick. And then mixed veggies, because we both like mixed veggies most of the time. They're quick and easy, and they're kind of good for you. Bon appetit. Time uncertain, thank you. And we always have an argument because I like smashed potatoes, and then there's the argument about mashed potatoes. And really the only difference is leave the skin on or you don't leave the skin on. And probably with smashed potatoes, you don't quite make them so creamy and as mashed potatoes, with cream and all that stuff. So it was smashed potatoes tonight. I won. A little bit of you see a little bit of the peel in there, and a ton of butter, real butter, not the fake chemical crap butter, margarine, blech. Real creamery butter. Yeah, I prefer to leave the skin on. I think it gives it more flavor. I'm assuming, like so many other fruits and vegetables, that the skin is where a lot of the nutrients are. I don't know. But, yeah, I am a big fan of leaving the skins on. And I was going to do... I haven't used a regular cooktop in probably 5, 6, 7 years. I used to have a gas cooktop. But I moved into a condo that did not have a cooktop. I was renting. A very cool place. But I had to buy a new something to cook on, and somebody suggested I get an induction burner. So I bought 2 of them because I always need at least 2 burners. And I fell in love with cooktops. I'll tell you what, let's punch away from this screen for a second because I'm sure you don't want to sit there and look at my dinner all night. I fell in love with induction cooking. They were incredible. No, my mom used an electric stove all while I was growing up. She probably still does down there in North Carolina. And I have used electric stoves. Gas stoves, I'm used to that, no problem. But I'm telling you, after I got used to it, an induction cooktop is the way to go. I bought a really cheap one at Tesco. You have Tesco in the U.S.? I don't think so. It's like a Walmart, sort of, but not as big. And it was like 120, 130 ringgit, which, like in the U.S., is $2. And it was amazing. The only difference, really, between cooking with induction and gas or electric is you have to prepare everything beforehand. A lot of times you'll put the frying pan on and then you'll start cutting up your vegetables or smashing your garlic and stuff. Induction heats so quickly that you really need to do all your prep beforehand and then have everything ready, because when you hit, for example, when I boil water to make coffee, because I drink instant coffee, and it's just me, I like instant Nescafe, no cream, no sugar, just coffee and coffee. So anyway, I set the water on in a little pot, and literally 30 seconds later, it's nearly boiling. Done. So that's how fast induction is. It's really nice. And once you get used to the time thing and just making sure everything's prepped first, I never go back. Yeah, straight up coffee. I mean, we make a really good fresh ground coffee at the office. We have this like 5,000-6,000 ringgit machine that makes incredible coffee, which I love. But when I'm at home, can't be bothered, just grab yourself up some Nescafe Instant and off you go. Elixir of life. And so one of my these things lasted. These cheap crap things I bought, these induction, they were Philips brand. Now I'm going to mention that even though I just said cheap crap, because there's a reason. These things have lasted. One of them, in fact both of them, were the original ones I bought 5, 6, maybe 7 years ago. I use them every single day, multiple times, and they have lasted all this while. One of them, just 2 days ago, went fracata. It died. But I have to say, I think it was my fault. I don't think it's because the unit went bad because it was bad. So even though they were cheap, not aftermarket, they're Philips, but inexpensive, they lasted forever. And the reason the one died, I think, is because a pot of water overboiled. The water went down the sides and then underneath the unit, and I think that fried something in the unit. So again, my fault, not Philips. And as inexpensive as these things were, they were fantastic. They lasted. In fact, the one of them is still going tonight. I boiled the water for my coffee. So I do have to buy a new one. And the strange thing is that I looked them up on our online shopping places, Lazada, Shopee, things like that. And it's kind of the Malaysian Amazon. Don't buy from Amazon, idiots. So the very model of the one that I have is now like 300 or 400 ringgit. And I mean, there are other brands of Philips, and I want to stick with that because they've done right by me. But there are other, not the same model brands that are back down around that 150 ringgit price range. I'm probably going to, this is OCD me, but to have two cooktops next to each other and one is not the same model as the other one, it's gonna drive me nuts. That's my OCD. That's all that is. It really doesn't matter as long as it works. I don't care. But it would be nice to get that same model, but I ain't paying 3 times what I paid for it 6 or 7 years ago. The Awkward Author. I realize how appropriate it is to watch the stream while doing schoolwork. By the way, I don't pre-read these things, so if somebody winds up saying something awkward, that's the way it is. It is what it is. I'm working on my video production class while watching a skilled videographer. No, not really. Well, when I shoot, I'm normally directing. So I know what I want. I know the story I want to tell. I know what's in my head. But I work with directors of photography. And those are the guys who have all the badass skills. Those are the guys who he and I or she and I will get together. We'll talk about my vision. They will know how to do that or how to make suggestions to make it even better. If you are not working with a skilled director of photography, give up. Because it truly makes all the difference, and I will take very little credit for some of the amazing stuff that has gone through the lens. That credit goes to the directors of photography's DOPs. We have some very, very talented and amazing DOPs here in this country. If you would like an example, and I'm not, this self-praise stinks. It's not self-praise. It's not self-plugging either. If you check out Shadow Play, the Tony Petra film that I have a small part in, and look at the look of that film. Now, it was Tony's vision, but And oh my God, now that I've said it, I can't remember his name. He's in. I'm sorry. I should look it up, but this guy did an absolutely. I have to look it up because it's not fair for me to talk about how wonderful this guy is and then and not give him full credit. He was an amazing DOP and deserves all the credit in the world. Shadow Play from IMDb. Where's the cast and crew? Could somebody dump that in the chat, please, in case? Praveen Kumar. Thank you. Praveen Kumar is the DOP's name, and the look of this film, Shadow Play. Check it out, please, if you would. It's available, I think, on Amazon and Vimeo. Vimeo pay-per-view also has it, so please do check that out. It's an amazing film. Yeah, but when I wind up actually doing photography, you get this kind of garbage. A badly lit, badly colored, and badly framed image. You see, the whole pork medallion, which is the star of the show, is half cut off. So, yeah. I did my best. Okay, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go over to... I shouldn't do this live while I've got the page up, but I'm going to anyway because I really just don't care. Over here on one side, and then this is the show that, not the voice guy. Yeah, that's not what I want. That's my voice work. We don't want to see that. Where is? Okay, now I'm thoroughly confused. Ah, there we go. Can we see this page, please? There. That's it. Coolo. I see this guy. This is my show that's premiering tomorrow. Tomorrow at 1:16 p.m. Urban Jungle Food Fast Tips. This is one of our talents. His name is Zed, and he is so cool. He is unbelievable. He's a great host for the show, and we put together a bunch of little fast home gardening kind of tips. They're very quick, pow pow pow, just like that. And check it out. Go to Urban Jungle Food on Facebook. First of all, like the page, please. Thank you. And also, if you see this particular promotion, then you can click right down here and set a reminder, and then tomorrow at 1:16 or 5 minutes beforehand, the reminder will go off, and you can remember to watch the show. So that's that's Urban Jungle Food, one of the shows that I direct and sometimes write and create. It's a lot of fun. Okay, we're gonna dump this one. We're gonna dump that one. Honestly, did anybody able to catch me on YouTube? Because I can't find it. It's just the weirdest thing. I'm gonna try one more time to see what's out there, and I have a feeling it's not. Yep, that's really weird. Really weird. I just don't see it anywhere. Like I said, I'm obsessing again, and I told you I wasn't going to do that. Okay. Go away. Don't look. Don't bother. There. Okay. I'm done obsessing. If not, YouTube is always weird. Yeah. Well, welcome to my nightmare. What do you think about Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays as a regular schedule? 9, 10 o'clock, something like that. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, because I like those off days. Everybody does Monday, Wednesday, Friday. It's just like, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, take the weekends off. I don't really have much of a weekend, because at the moment, nobody's got much of a life here in Malaysia. We're all prisoners in our homes. However, I'm thinking Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. And then occasionally when I'm bored or feel like it, I will pop in on a Sunday night or Wednesday, whatever. Just add in a little extra here and there. But at least to have a regular schedule. So yeah, I'm likely, I think that's what I've decided. I will commit to that. And I will not commit at the moment to being an affiliate because Twitch, in my opinion, is really dumb with their requirement that I cannot multi-stream. In fact, I could then copy the recordings after they're done and load them up after 24-hour embargo period to my Facebook live channel, but then that kind of defeats the purpose because it's not live, and my YouTube channel. But I mean, everything else is fine. I got no problem. I'm not so big on the advertising, but it is what it is. But the biggest thing, I think that's a killer deal breaker for me is the simulcasting. So unless you want to fix that, Twitch, I'm not really that interested in affiliate. I appreciate it. I have made it. They've offered me an affiliate, but it's kind of stupid. So, all right. What are we going to do? I think we're going to move on to our book. We've done about a half an hour of absolute BS, means nothing chit chat here. And so to that end, I am going to shove over and open up the book. However, I do want, before we start, again, I'm not required to do this, but I do it because I think this website is amazing. The project is incredible. The books that I read, at least this very first one and all the subsequent ones, come from a site called Project Gutenberg. You know Gutenberg as in the Gutenberg Bible. It's www.gutenberg, Gutenberg.org, Gutenberg.org. And there are public domain books there. All the books that are in the public domain, all the classics, they are all there. And you can read them, download them. You can even start your own stream and read them out loud if you want. So, yeah, that's what we are doing. We started, I don't know, about 3 or 4 streams ago, and we got through 4 chapters of The Wonderful Wizard of Oz. The story itself varies a bit from the film that everyone is... Oh, thank you, Chaotic Robot. I should be doing that myself, but it just gets a little confusing. There's the link there from Chaotic Robot. Thank you very much for that. If you're on Twitch, you'll see that. If you're on Facebook, look it up. All right. So the book actually does vary from the film, but probably just as well, because the film, the visual medium, in the case of the book, close your eyes while I'm reading and just imagine what's happening here. Nevertheless, it's still a really fascinating and interesting story that L. Frank Baum wrote. And you know what? I'm going to close this down because it's very distracting. There we go. All right. So let's push on, and we'll close out the stream tonight. This is going to take probably about 15-20 minutes with Chapter 5 of The Wonderful Wizard of Oz. This chapter, excuse me, The Rescue of the Tin Woodman. When Dorothy awoke, the sun was shining through the trees, and Toto had long been out chasing birds around him and squirrels. She sat up, looked around her, and there was the Scarecrow, still standing patiently in his corner, waiting for her. "We must go and search for water," she said to him. "Why do you want water?" he asked. "Oh, to wash my face clean after the dust of the road, and to drink so the dry bread will not stick in my throat." "It must be inconvenient to be made of flesh," said the Scarecrow, thoughtfully, "for you must sleep and eat and drink. However, you have brains, and it is worth a lot of bother to be able to think properly. They left the cottage and walked through the trees until they found a little spring of clear water, where Dorothy drank and bathed and ate her breakfast. She saw there was not much bread left in the basket, and the girl was thankful the Scarecrow did not have to eat anything, for there was scarcely enough for herself and Toto for the day. When she'd finished her meal and was about to go back to the road of yellow brick, she was startled to hear a deep groan nearby. "What was that?" she asked timidly. "I cannot imagine," replied the Scarecrow, "but we can go and see." Just then, another groan reached their ears, and the sound seemed to come from behind them. They turned and walked through the forest a few steps, when Dorothy discovered something shiny in a ray of sunshine that fell between the trees. She ran to the place and then stopped short with a little cry of surprise. One of the big trees has been partly chopped through, and standing beside it, with an uplifted axe in his hands, was a man made entirely of tin. His head and arms and legs were joined upon his body, but he stood perfectly motionless, as if he could not stir at all. Dorothy looked at him in amazement, and so did the Scarecrow, while Toto barked sharply and made a snap at his tin legs, which hurt his teeth. "Did you groan?" asked Dorothy. "Yes," answered the Tin Man, "I did. I've been groaning for more than a year, and no one has ever heard me before, or come help me." "What can I do for you?" she inquired softly, for she was moved by the sad voice in which the man spoke. "Get an oil can and oil my joints," he answered. "They're rusted so badly that I cannot move at all. I am well oiled. I shall soon be all right again. You'll find an oil can on a shelf at my cottage." Dorothy at once ran back to the cottage and found the oil can, and then she returned and asked anxiously, "Where are your joints?" "Oil my neck first," replied the Tin Woodman. So she oiled it, and as it was quite badly rusted, the Scarecrow took hold of the tin head and moved it gently from side to side until it worked itself free, and then the man could turn it himself. "Now, oil the joints in my arms," he said, and Dorothy oiled them, and the Scarecrow bent them carefully until they were quite free from rust and good as new. The Tin Woodman gave a sigh of satisfaction and lowered his axe, which he leaned against the tree. "This is a great comfort," he said. "I have been holding that axe in the air ever since I rusted, and I'm so glad to be able to put it down at last. Now, if you will just oil the joints of my legs, I shall be all right once more." So they oiled his legs until he could move them freely, and he thanked them again and again for his release, for he seemed a very polite creature, and very grateful. "I might have stood there always if you hadn't come along," he said. "So you have certainly saved my life. But how did you happen to be here?" "Oh, we are on our way to the Emerald City to see the great Oz," she answered, "and we stopped at your cottage to pass the night." "Why do you wish to see Oz?" he asked. "Well, I want him to send me back to Kansas, and the Scarecrow wants him to put a few brains in his head," she replied. The Tin Woodsman appeared to think deeply for a moment. Then he said, "Do you suppose Oz could give me a heart?" "Why, I guess so," Dorothy answered. "It would be easy as to give the Scarecrow brains." "True," the Tin Woodman replied, "but so if you will allow me to join your party, I will also go to the Emerald City and ask Oz to help me." "Come along," said the Scarecrow heartily, and Dorothy added that she would be pleased to have his company. So the Tin Woodman shouldered his axe, and they all passed through the forest until they came back to the road that was paved with yellow brick. The Tin Woodman had asked Dorothy to put the oil can in her basket, for, he said, if I should get caught in the rain and rust again, I would need that oil can badly. It was a bit of good luck to have their new comrade join the party, for soon after they had begun their journey again, they came to a place where the trees and branches grew so thick over the road that the travelers could not pass. But the Tin Woodman set to work with his axe and chopped so well that he cleared a passage for the entire party. Dorothy was thinking so earnestly as they walked along that she did not notice when the Scarecrow stumbled into a hole and rolled over to the side of the road. Indeed, he was obliged to call to her to help him up again. "Why didn't you walk around the hole?" asked the Tin Woodsman. "I don't know enough," replied the Scarecrow cheerfully. "My head is stuffed with straw, you know, and that's why I'm going to Oz to ask him for some brains." "Oh, I see," said the Tin Woodsman, "but after all, brains are not the best thing in the world." "Have you any?" inquired the Scarecrow. No, my head is quite empty," answered the Woodman. "But once I had brains and a heart also, so having tried them both, I should much rather have a heart." "And why is that?" asked the Scarecrow. "I'll tell you my story, and then you will know." So while they were walking through the forest, the Tin Woodman told the following story. "I was born the son of a woodman who chopped down trees in the forest and sold the wood for a living. When I grew up, I too became a wood chopper, and after my father died, I took care of my old mother as long as she lived. Then I made up my mind that instead of living alone, I would marry, so that I might not become lonely. There was one of the Munchkin girls who was so beautiful that I soon grew to love her with all my heart. She, on her part, promised to marry me as soon as I could earn enough money to build a better house for her. So I set to work harder than ever. But the girl lived with an old woman who did not want her to marry anyone, for she was so lazy she wished the girl to remain with her and do the cooking, and promised her 2 sheep and a cow if she would prevent the marriage, when she spoke to the Wicked Witch of the East. Thereupon the Wicked Witch enchanted my axe, and when I was chopping away at my best one day, for I was alone, I was anxious to get the new house and my wife as soon as possible, the axe slipped all at once and cut off my left leg. This at first seems a bit of misfortune, for I knew a one-legged man could not do very well as a wood chopper. So I went to the tinsmith and had him make me a new leg of tin. The leg worked very well once I got used to it, but my action angered the Wicked Witch of the East, for she had promised the old woman I should not marry the pretty Munchkin girl. When I began chopping again, my axe slipped and cut off my right leg. Again I went to the tinsmith, and again he made me a leg out of tin. After this, the enchanted axe cut off my arms, one after the other. But nothing daunted, I had them replaced with tin ones. The wicked witch then made the axe slip and cut off my head. And at first I thought, well, this is the end of me. But the tinsmith happened to come along and made me a new head out of tin. I thought I had beaten the wicked witch then, and I worked harder than ever, but I knew how cruel my enemy could be. She thought of a new way to kill my love for the beautiful Munchkin maiden, and made my axe slip again so that it cut right through my body, splitting me in two halves. Once more the tinman came to my help and made me a body of tin, fastening my tin arms and legs to it by means of joints so that I could move around as well as ever. But, alas, I now had no heart, so that I lost all my love for the Munchkin girl, and did not care whether I married her or not. I suppose she is still living with the old woman, waiting for me to come after her. My body shone so brightly in the sun that I felt very proud of it, and it didn't matter now if my axe slipped, for it could not cut me. There was only one danger, that my joints would rust, but I kept an oil can in my cottage and took care to oil myself whenever I needed it. However, there came a day when I forgot to do this, and being caught in a rainstorm, before I thought of the danger, my joints had rusted, and I was left to stand in the wood until you came to help me. It was a terrible thing to undergo, but during the year I stood there, I had time to think about that great loss I had known. It was the loss of my heart. While I was in love, I was the happiest man on earth, but no one can love one who doesn't have a heart. So I am resolved to ask Oz to give me one, and if he does, I'll go back to the Munchkin maiden and marry her. Both Dorothy and the Scarecrow had been greatly interested in this story of the Tin Woodman, and now they knew why he was so anxious to get a new heart. "All the time," said the Scarecrow, "I shall ask for brains instead of a heart, for a fool would not know what to do with a heart, even if he had one." "Oh, I shall take the heart," returned the Tin Woodman, "for brains do not make one happy, and happiness is the best thing in the world." Dorothy did not say anything, for she was puzzled to know which of her two friends was right, and she decided if she could only get back to Kansas and Aunt Em, it didn't matter so much whether the Woodman had no brains and the Scarecrow no heart, or that each got what he wanted. What worried her most was that the bread was nearly gone, and another meal for herself and Toto would empty the basket. To be sure, neither the Woodman nor the Scarecrow ever ate anything, but she was not made of tin or straw, and could not live unless she was fed. And that's Chapter 5. Coming up, next stream we'll do Chapter 6, where they meet the Cowardly Lion. "I were the king of the forest." Yeah, we won't go there. All right, guys. That was fun. The story of the Tin Woodman, the wonderful Wizard of Oz. Cool beans. We are going to close things out. Thank you, Chaotic Robot. Thanks, everyone, for popping by. Thanks for hanging on. All your comments and things. Oh, cool. I'll look forward to some art. That'd be great. Charlemagne, hello to you. Thanks on Twitch. Nice to see you. And we are going to, let me just get back over here. There we go. All right. We're going to close things out for tonight. Thank Jaden. Glad you liked it. We'll do, we're looking at Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday for regular streams, and then I will pop on and off occasionally on the other days. or other times, probably about 9, 10 o'clock Malaysian time, which is about 12 or 13 hours back in the U.S. The U.K. folks and elsewhere, you're going to have to figure it out for yourselves, but I'm sure it'll be fine. All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining. And wow, we did almost an hour today. Have yourselves a great day or a great night ahead. Look for more. Was it accidentally missed the other? Well, you can go back. If Twitch deletes my way back streams, which they tend to do, Facebook, if you search I'm Not Wearing Pants, you'll see this logo, and it'll be obviously me. And you can check out the past streams. We've done 5 chapters now, so 5 streams back is where we first started. I think the thumbnail I put up should actually indicate that too. So you should be able to find it without a problem. Facebook, I'm Not Wearing Pants. All right, guys. Again, we will see you on Thursday. It's Tuesday night. Wow, it feels like Wednesday all day, but it is. It is indeed Tuesday night. So we will see you for sure on Thursday night. Until then, thank you for joining. If you are so inclined, feel free to give a click there or on the link at the bottom on Facebook to contribute, like, follow, share, or at least check out the next stream. I'm Jay Sheldon, and I'm not wearing pants. Good night.